Okay, what's up, y'all? So I'm making this video because of an incident that occurred 2 days ago. Today is Thursday, the day of this recording, and this incident was Tuesday. And I need a topic to center this around as an excuse to ramble and speak my mind and say what I have to say. So basically, the topic will be that how crazy of a small world we live in. That's what this is centered around. So 2 days ago, I didn't find out about the incident till today, but 2 days ago there's an incident that happened around 4 o'clock. Now, I live by a grocery store, and I have so many memories at this grocery store. It's formerly known as Save Mart, but now they changed the name to Lucky's. I still know it as Save Mart. But yeah, it's one of those places where you just get used to, and literally just, if you grew up anywhere, it's just one of those places you become familiar with. You just have memories there. Even if there's not the craziest, greatest memories, you just have memories there. Like, I have memories there going as a kid to that store, or when I was like 12, 13, 14, walking to school and coming back from school, going into that store and stealing a bunch of snacks because I was hungry as shit, or coming home from school and going in and stealing a bunch of shit from me and my friends so we could eat, hanging out in the alley right next to where the store is located, and just hanging out. Or a couple months ago, I have a fucked up sleeping schedule, but there were certain times where I'd stay up till like 6 a.m. Sun came out till the store opened, and just walk to that store and just buy a bunch of snacks from that store and come back and eat it all. And or last year when I had a job interview there, and I went there 4 hours late, over 4 hours late, because the lady on the phone had an accent and I thought she said a different time. But yeah, it's one of those places. Just going there, buying snacks whenever I feel like it. So basically, Tuesday, 2 days ago, around 4 o'clock, from what I've heard, it was exactly at 4 o'clock, there was two people in a car that was parked there, and they were smoking, and they got into a heated argument, and it escalated, and it got heated to the point where there was this kid and his friend. These people were smoking in the kid's car. His friend got out. Who knows what the fuck they were arguing about, but it was a heated argument. His friend got out, shot him 6 times through the window, and he ended up dying right there. And so when I heard about this, immediately I thought, like, that is some crazy shit. But then again, it's no surprise, because if you don't know, I live in a shitty city. I live in the Bay Area. It's not one of the best places to live. There's certainly the rich parts, but I live in a shitty city. So when I heard about this, I was like, that's fucking crazy, because I literally 2 days ago, 2 days ago of the incident, on Sunday, it was Sunday or Monday? It was Sunday. I walked to that store, and I'll get to this in a bit. That's not the crazy part, but yeah, I'll talk about the crazy part later. But yeah, so after I heard about this incident today, I started thinking the kid who died was not older than me. He was a year younger than me, and I started thinking about this, and I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy, because it literally just, I remember walking that store around every time, you name it, like in the afternoon, at nighttime, just going to buy snacks or what have you, right? And to hear that somebody died there, but again, it's no surprise, because this is not the first time something like this has happened. And I'll get into that in a bit, but this just made me think about, like, wow, I say this all the time. People in the Bay Area are a bunch of bitches. Nobody likes to fight here. Everybody pulls out guns. I said it time and time again when I was like, ever since I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, I say, nobody likes to fight here. Everybody's a bitch. Everybody likes to whip out guns. Everybody likes to jump. Everybody likes to stab, use weapons. Everybody's a bitch here. Nobody likes to run that fade. Nobody want to fight. So, like, I say it all the time, like, people here are a bunch of bitches. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just a shitty thing. People out here are bitches. Nobody likes to fight. But, yeah, then this incident is just one of the many prime examples. And it's just crazy how that kid died. And because, well, might as well get into it. So I heard that the kid literally lives like not even like 2 minutes away from where I live. He lives literally up the street. And keep in mind, the grocery store is like not even a fucking 10-minute walk, probably 10 minutes from there and back, so it's not a long distance. But yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't live too far from me. And I'm not here reporting this story as like some news reporter or anything. I'm just showing how crazy sometimes life could be, or you know, just how much of a small world we live in, whatever, however you want to put it. But basically, he doesn't live too far from me. And so 2 days ago, from the day this incident happened, on Sunday, I walked to the store. And as I was walking to the store, I go up the street, not even a minute. I turn the corner, and I'm in this neighborhood, right, on my way to the store. And not even a minute within going to the store, there's this car. And this car was like a gray bluish type car. But anyways, the windows are down. And I see the people in there. And it smells like weed, and they're probably smoking and all that. So me being me, I was like, you know what, I'm going to cut across because I don't want to, smell none of that. But then again, me being me, my pride was like, no, let me make my presence known. So I just walk up ahead, and I see 4 dudes in the car. It was a Hispanic kid, a black guy, and 2 white guys. I think 2 white guys. But they're all slumped out. They're all just out of it, right? So I look, and no eye contact was made because they were all out of it. And I was just looking, and I see everybody. And I just pass by, go to the store, get my snacks, go back home, and they're still there. And yeah. And when I was looking at this article, because I was reading up on the article today, and I saw the picture of the car. The kid who died was, I forget what his name was, but everybody was saying some Hispanic name. But I look at the article, and I see the car that got shot up, and it was that same exact car. And so I was like, no fucking way. And that was just crazy, because I seen the person who never did anybody know, me or him or nobody, that what was to come. Not even a day later, probably like 2 days later. But just fucking absolutely insane. Yeah, it was most likely the Hispanic kid, because everybody kept saying like a Hispanic name from what I was reading up on. And another crazy thing is that I looked at where the car was shot up, where he was shot up. He was parked in a spot that I always like to park whenever I would get a ride there. So that was just another thing, like, wow, somebody fucking died there. But yeah, that's it just got me thinking. As I said, this isn't the first time an incident like this has happened. I remember last year, my friends, they got in a crazy ass car accident. It was 4 of them, and one of the kids, 2 of my friends were in the car accident. 2 I didn't know, but one of the kids that was in the car accident ended up dying, and he ended up being in a coma. And ended up being pronounced brain dead, and his parents had to watch him pass away on Skype because they lived in a different country or something like that, and they had to watch when they pulled the plug and all that crazy shit, right? So it's just absolutely insane. But I remember that kid who died. I was from not the recent incident, but from what I'm saying now in the car crash. I was thinking about if I knew him, because the kid who died recently, I don't know him, but it's just crazy that I most likely without a doubt seen him, because that's the same exact car in the article that was shot up, and he was pretty hoodlumish, I guess, because everybody in the car was like all street and stuff. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The kid who died in the car crash last year, I remember I was thinking, I didn't know him either, but I was thinking if I ever seen him, most likely I probably have seen him, but I was just thinking, like, he looks familiar. Where the fuck have I seen him from? Because I saw pictures of him after he passed, and old photos, and I was thinking, like, where the fuck have I seen this guy from? And then I remembered my friend would always tell me, like, hey dude, you want to hang out? And I'd end up in someone's car, and then they drive somewhere and they end up smoking, I end up leaving, so I remember one time my friend was like, yo man, yeah, let's go hang out, and I was like, okay. We ended up in a car, and obviously I ended up leaving, but then I remembered, I was like, that's who he was, because I was in the car and I was sitting next to that same exact kid that ended up passing away in that car accident, because literally I just recognized him. I just remembered that memory, and then I recognized the pictures. I was like, that was him, and without a doubt. And yeah, it's just crazy how, like, and that's not another incident. I'll tell this one quickly because this one isn't as big, but remember, me and my friends would go to like gas stations and ask for lighters and all that stuff, and obviously the people wouldn't sell it to us. But I remember we went to this one gas station at Valero, and the older man recognized us, and he knew our faces and we knew his face. And long story short, he ended up getting shot right in the face during a robbery. So yeah, it's just a crazy thing. But yeah, that's absolutely insane. Nobody out here likes to fucking fight. Everybody's a bitch. But it really gets me thinking, like, wow, all those moments could have been me. Like, it's just, I'm not going to try to get too philosophical, even though I probably already have, but it makes me think, like, wow, the place sucks. All those moments could have been me, because when my friends got in that car crash, I easily could have been invited, easily could have been dragged along. When that shooting happened, I easily could have passed by. All these different things. I mean, I've had near-death experiences, but it's just absolutely weird and insane to think about. Oh, another thing. This one, it goes with the story, because the day of the incident, keep in mind, I didn't know any of this till today, but the day of the incident, on Tuesday, I have had things like this happen before, but this one was recently. So the day of the incident, I went to go take my dog out to the bathroom, because I always take him out to the bathroom, and like usually in the afternoon, morning, night. So I took him out to the bathroom. It was dark as shit. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm taking him out to the bathroom, and I'm standing out in front, and in order to get into the apartments I live in, there's only one way in and one way out. So I'm standing out in front, just chilling, waiting for him to finish using the bathroom, and my dog ends up finishing using the bathroom, but he's still walking around. This car pulls up. It's a SUV, tinted windows. I did not see anybody in the car, but it pulls up and just waits there. So my dog runs back because he's finished using the bathroom, and I'm just like standing there because of my pride. I'm standing there and like thinking, who's that? Do I know anybody in that car? Is this car like about to go inside? Is this car waiting on somebody? Like, I've never seen this car before around here. So then my dog's going back inside, and I'm like, oh shit, wait, I actually got to go to get my dog, make sure, because if this car is pulling in, then my dog is on the other side from my apartment. He doesn't know how to cross the road. I don't want him to get in front of the car, and I'm gonna have to like run up and get in front of the car, or grab him, or something, because there's been close calls. So obviously there was just a gut feeling. I had a gut feeling that something wasn't right while I was like standing there, and this car pulled up, and because of my curiosity and just wanting to see what the deal was, I stood there for a little bit, and I tried to get my dog to like come back, like trying to point at him, come back, like so call him to come back. But I stood there for a little bit until I thought about if this car was going to pull up in, and so then I went after my dog and grabbed him, and by that time I was going to enter my apartment. I turned around, that car was still there. Nope, no familiar face. I didn't see nobody in the car. Tinted windows, still in the same spot. No honking of the horn, none of that. It was just there. And I just had one of those weird feelings that something wasn't right. And I always got to keep my eye out. It's only natural. I always got to be ready for any situation. Be on the lookout. So it's just one of those weird moments. And so I put my dog back inside, and I just kept thinking, like, that was weird, like what was that about? And so I found an excuse to go back outside. After like 2 or 3 minutes, I took out the trash. The car wasn't there. And keep in mind, my apartments aren't like a huge complex. It's just like one side apartments, other side apartments, road in the middle. That's it. So seeing that car like just block the exit and stand, just pull up there and be there, no sign of anything. Like, it kind of felt like I was being scoped out, you know what I mean? So that wasn't the only incident, but it's just weird that it happened on this day. But yeah, living here sucks, man. Like, another crazy thing was that when I was scrolling through comments on this article, I found a comment of my friend, and it said #justice for whatever the fucking kid's name was. And what's crazy is that my friend, this guy who commented, we had a deep, short conversation a while back, and my friend's more affiliated, more associated with. Trying to explain this the best way without being disrespectful, but he's more hoodlumish, I guess you could say. More street. So remember we were having a conversation. He's like, man, bro, I don't like being out here because nobody likes to fight. Everybody likes to shoot. Everybody's shooting out here, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yes, exactly. That's what I've been saying all the time. Nobody likes to fight out here. This is why I'm not like outside 24/7, because the only thing, and I've always said this too before to other friends, the only thing there is to do out here is just stand around and get shot. Like, that's why I don't really stand outside, just post it up, you know what I mean? But yeah, we were just talking like, yeah, that's what I've always been saying. Like, everybody likes to shoot out here. Nobody likes to fight. Nobody likes to run that fade. So yeah, to see his comment there, it just really made me think about our conversation. And yeah, man, it's crazy fucking how much of a small world we live in. And another thing is that it just, I'm not affiliated with anything. I like to consider myself a one-man army. I've always been a one-man army. I could hold it down for myself. But it really makes me think about my own life and how crazy it is, because like I could have easily been me. Like, there's been other, like I said, I've had friends who's been shot at, people I know who died. I've had near death experiences too, just weird moments throughout life. But it really makes me think, like, are you, like, if I ever find myself in a situation, I won't be able to defend myself because I don't have a gun, because I'm willing to fight. I don't care if it's like one-on-one 3-on-1 or 5-on-1, I'm gonna make sure someone needs to call 911. I'm gonna do my best to hold it down for me. But if somebody's shooting, it's out of my control. I can't do it. Because people are bitches. And even if I'm strapped, I don't want to kill anybody. You know what I mean? So it's just, I'm just a one-man army. I'm not affiliated with other crowds and all that. I mean, I know people who are, but either way, it's I'm still a product of my environment, so to say. And that's why I get mad at suburban ass kids who literally wish they lived here, or act like they live here, or act, all that, or try to, they're from the suburbs and they're wannabes. That's why I get so agitated, because I'm like, you really don't know how some shit is. It's suburban kids, wannabes, whatever you want to put it. It's just really agitating. So yeah, regardless, I'm still a product of my environment. I'm from the Bay Area. I grew up here. I can speak the slang. I can speak, the dialect, so to say. I understand it. So it's still, I still live in a shitty area. I'm a product of my environment, even if I'm not out here, doing what all these other things some people are in. But it's just the energy that surrounds you. Yeah, living here is shit. I know what I could do. I know my capabilities. I don't need to join a gang or be a shooter or anything like that. And because I know what I can do, so I don't really need to prove anything to myself or to anyone, for that matter. And I learned. I'm grateful that I learned from a young age, and I gained knowledge from a young age that just the truth of life and how things are, enough to know that I shouldn't really. There should be a bigger purpose, rather than. I want to die for a better purpose instead of dying for my street. You know what I mean? That's how it should be with everybody else. But some people have a different mentality, and you can't really do nothing about that. So I leave it at be. But I know there's places and people that are suffering and having it worse. But that doesn't change the reality of how it is over here. But I will always have that in my mind, and I'm always grateful for everything, make no mistake. But I will always have it in my mind that people are having it way worse, and there's shittier areas all across the world. So, but yeah, it's just crazy to think about, like, crazy small world we live in. It's crazy, absolutely insane. But yeah, life goes on.